She glances in my direction. I stare at her face for a minute. I look closer and gasp.
Hello everyone, it's Lauren. Today I'm going to be reading the second chapter of A Mistaken Identity, and this chapter is written by my friend Pearl. Let's get into it. Chapter 2, Isabelle. I stand behind the racks of dresses and clothes, wondering what to do. My best friend Briella has just gotten whisked off by a random lady whom I have never seen or met before. I'm pretty sure Briella hadn't either, judged by the look on her face when the woman had pulled her through the door that I'm staring at. And furthermore, the woman called her Piper. What on earth does that mean? Does she think that Briella's name is Piper? Why did she take her away? How can I find her in this huge building? Where is my best friend? Help! I'm not used to having this many questions with zero answers. Zero. One more question. Should I just run through that door and try to find her? Before I can decide what to do, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I quickly turn around to face an unfamiliar woman wearing bright red lipstick and big hoop earrings. She gives me a quizzical look that tells me I am in trouble. "Hello, miss," she says in a not quite so friendly tone. "I'm sorry, but I think you might be in the wrong building," she tells me. "This room is only for those in or helping with Paris Fashion Week. I assume you are neither?"
Duh, that's why I'm hiding behind a pile of clothes. I'm also only 14, which is way too young to either help with or be in Paris Fashion Week. I don't really know what to say, so I say nothing. She stares me down for another minute and then asks, "What is your name?" I respond quietly, "Isabelle Gordon." She looks behind her as if looking for someone and then says to me, "Well, Miss Isabelle, I'm sorry, but you are not allowed to be here. Now shall I call your parents or do you live close enough to walk home?" I feel a sinking feeling inside of me. I can't just leave without finding Briella. "I can walk home, but please, ma'am, I was here with my friend Briella, and then a lady came and took her through that door." I point through the door directly behind the woman. "I can't just leave without her. I brought her here." The woman sighs and then says, "Look, I'm sorry you can't find your friend, but the only people who go through that door are authorized personnel. So whoever took her through there had a reason for it. I really don't have time for this. I'm utterly swamped." She once again looks around. Seeing someone, she calls out to them, "Lacey, would you please show this girl to the front door?" A girl who looks to be about 18 or 19 comes around behind the dress racks and stands opposite me. She looks at me curiously from behind her long, straight brown hair. The woman turns to me again. "I will tell everyone that if they meet someone named Briella, to tell her Isabelle was looking for her. That is all I can do. Excuse me." And with that, the woman turns and walks away, leaving me alone with a girl whose name is apparently Lacey. "Come on, this way," she says to me and starts walking so fast I almost have to run to keep up with her. She leads me to a different door, which leads us into a big carpeted room with elevators all around. Great, just great. I thought that at least if this girl was going to show me to the front door, I could search for Briella on the way. But now we're taking an elevator that is probably going to take us straight to the front door, wherever that is. The girl walks over to the elevator and pushes the button. A minute later, the door is open and she steps in. All I can do is follow her. She hits the button on the inside labeled lobby, and the elevator starts moving. I feel panic rising inside of me. I have to do something to find Briella. This girl's gonna show me to the door, and then I won't be able to get back in. Briella and I came up a fire escape, but that only led to the room I just came from, and there's no way I'm going back in there. I had practically just been kicked out. Oh, I hate feeling so helpless. The elevator dings and the door is open. We step into another big carpeted room, but this one definitely looks like a lobby. Off to the right are some tables and chairs, and off to the left is a desk with a man sitting behind it. Next to the desk is a sign that says main floor, with an arrow pointing to a door a few feet past the sign. I look back at Lacey and have to run to catch up with her as she's already started walking towards the two huge glass doors. She holds one open and says, "There you go." I step outside and she lets the door close behind me. Through the glass I can see her walk back towards the elevators. "You don't have to be too friendly," I mumble. The girl had hardly said 2 words. Oh well, she probably just had to do what she was told. I look around at my surroundings. Thankfully, it has stopped raining, and the sun has started to come out. I take deep breaths as I try to think about what I should do next. I look around me and realize I must be on the main street. I slowly start walking down the sidewalk towards home. I stop a few feet later when I come to a flower growing out of a crack on the sidewalk. I can't just leave Briella there, alone with strange people she's never met before. For all I know, they've kidnapped her and she's tied up in a truck headed out of the country. I sit down on the curb next to the building and try to calm or stop my alarming thoughts. I don't know how long I've sat there when I hear some sounds coming from the building that Briella's hopefully in. I peek through the window and look around. I see a sign that says main floor. So this must be the room I saw the sign for, and now I can see into it because I walked a little further down the sidewalk. As my eyes adjust to the darker atmosphere inside the building, I observe a mob of people in the room. They all seem to be surrounding some person or thing, but I can't see what because the crowd is so dense. I'm about to continue down the path when all of a sudden something inside catches my eye. I recognize a brown head with red highlights. I look closer, but now it's gone, lost in the swirl of lights and cameras. I stare at my own reflection in the glass for a minute, thinking hard. Could that person have been Briella? Or was it just someone who looked like her? If it was her, why did it seem as if all the reporters and cameras and people had been surrounding her? What was going on? I take my steps toward home, passing all the familiar stores and cafes along the way. Up ahead on the path, a man is walking his dog. The store owner pulls his sign in, getting ready to close up, and an old woman is watering her flowers. I realize that it must be almost 5 o'clock by now. Tomorrow is Saturday. If I can't find Briella by then, at least she won't get into trouble by missing school. I'm homeschooled, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm always telling Briella that she should be homeschooled. And I know she would love to. She hates school, but unfortunately her parents don't agree. When I get home, I take my dog Sneakers for a walk. I stroll down the same path I just came from. I see the huge brick building where I last saw my best friend. I glare at it. That's where all my troubles started. I decide to cross the street so that I'll be exactly opposite the building. Maybe I'll be able to see something inside that can help me find Briella. I have no idea what, but it's worth a try. I'm a little distracted as I step out onto the crosswalk with Sneakers. I have so many questions and guesses as to where Briella could be swirling around in my head that I don't notice a shiny long limousine going fast, headed straight for me, and not slowing down. I jump as someone holds down their horn, trying to warn me about the oncoming car. I jerk my head up just in time to see the car heading straight for me and make a massive jump to the sidewalk, which thankfully wasn't too far away. Sneakers made the leap better than I did. I didn't exactly land standing up, but after a quick check over myself and Sneakers, I'm relieved to find that neither of us is really hurt, besides maybe a little bruise or scrape from the landing. But I really want to yell at the top of my lungs at that car. As I turn to see where it went, I'm surprised to see it pulling into the parking lot of the huge brick building. I watch as a man in a suit steps out of the passenger seat and walks towards the front of the building. A minute later, the same crowd of reporters and newscasters that I had seen inside earlier comes pouring out of the building. I strain my neck, trying to see what they are all crowding around. I'm determined to see who it is this time. I walk a little further down the sidewalk to get a better view, and then all of a sudden, there's a break in the crowd. I see a girl my age with dark brown hair and red highlights walk towards the limousine with the man in the suit. He opens the door for her, but right before she steps in, she glances in my direction. I stare at her face for a minute, almost not recognizing the fancy done-up hair and made-up face. I look closer and gasp. It's her! I cry. It's Briella! And Briella has just... We're having a bad day today for this. Okay. 18 or 19 comes... Wow, I'm just terrible reading that today. Yeah. Okay, I'm bad at talking today too. The girl walks over to an elevator. Oh, sorry. Ugh. Time to see the car straight. Wow, that's great. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that chapter of A Mistaken Identity. Next Wednesday, I will be reading chapter 3, so stay tuned for that. If you have not already, then please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Also, if you have not watched my last video, then click up here. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great week.